What's up, Star Wars Unlimited fans? It's Loopy here for round 6 of the Misty Mountain games, Spark of Rebellion Open, and I'm here with Mr. Misty Mountain himself. BK, how you doing?
I'm doing great tonight, ready to watch some Star Wars.
Yep, anytime you can talk about Star Wars cards is a good night. And you're commentating of the game, you're also the owner of the host store.
I am. I'm the owner of Misty Mountain Games, and this was our first big Star Wars event, and I think it was a big success. We had 35 players, and everybody seemed like they had a great time. We're going to run it back in May, and it's going to be good.
Yeah, on May the 4th, in fact.
May 4th.
So, how much have you actually played this game yourself?
I would say a very copious amount, although I don't play online at all, so I don't get like those online reps of like, I don't know how many games you play a day, playing online, but like those games go much faster, so you probably get like many more reps if you play there. But I've been playing since the game came out, since the starter deck showed up at the store. I like cracked them, loved the game, and I got a case when it came out, then got another one, so I get all the cards, and I've been building decks. I build a new deck every week and play it in our weekly events, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. There's a lot to explore in here.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great game, and we have a very cool matchup here that's close to my heart. The player on the left, you said, is one of your regulars?
Yeah, that's Zach Siegel, and yeah, he comes to all our Tuesday events. I think he drafts too on Fridays. I think he's...
And he's playing my favorite deck, which is Inquisitor Blue. And it's a great deck. The deck lists are posted in the comments here if you want to check out. He really piloted well at this tournament. And then the player on the right, we saw once earlier in a prior round, is playing a Force Ramp Vader, which is a deck that I brought, myself. And
inspired this copy, right?
I think he pulled me aside and thanked me for the guide. So let's see how this goes. So let's get to the gameplay here. I think that they rolled for initiative, and the Inquisitor got it. A huge thank you for letting us do this and take up your shop space and put up a feature table so that we can record these and get these out both to the Wisconsin community and then larger than that too. I think that people want to see top tier tournament play.
I'm a huge fan of coverage in general. I've done a lot of coverage for Magic, and I love letting people see card game. There's nothing hits like live play, honestly. Like it's so fun watching actual cards get played against each other, especially in tight tournament situations.
And while we're at it, there was one of your judges and a Madison local is named Jason, and he goes by Dragon Fox on Discord. But he works as a videographer, and he was very, very helpful in getting this nice, clean recording. And he judged.
I didn't know he was a videographer.
Yeah, he's a videographer at the University of Wisconsin. That's what he does for a living. And he certainly helped me immensely with expertise. All right, we see a probe droid coming out from Vader.
Yeah, and Inferno 4 from Zach, who went first.
All right.
Probe's going to see a takedown, an open fire, and a general veers.
All right, so lots of removal in Inquisitor. Inferno 4 is a card that should be in every villain blue deck, and there's not a lot of cards I say that about, but it's...
Oh, for sure. Yeah, just great stats on a great space unit.
Yeah, it lets you scry your deck too, both when it comes out and then also when it dies, so you fix your draws, which is...
Nope. It also has the very convenient more than two health to work with your Grand Inquisitor.
And they both trade. Most of the time, sequencing wise in Star Wars Unlimited, the right move to do is take the damage while you can and then develop your board. Both players, take that.
Mm-hmm. And you're probably a fan of... I personally like attacking first and then playing out cards.
Right.
Just to see what happens. Obviously, this game, there's a lot of interesting situations where that is often not the best play, I think. Like,
Right.
Sometimes you want to keep a guy untapped, just or unexhausted or ready to take out a key character.
And shout out to Garbage Rollers, which is one of the content creators. The guys there are a friend. They have a bunch of... They're probably the best Star Wars Unlimited website for the people out there. So
I thought it was Late Night Gaming.
Oh, that's a great Star Wars website too. But they have a article that's paraphrasing apparently something that was an old Magic article about who's the beatdown and who's the control. Okay. Which...
Yeah, and that's a classic article written by a good friend of mine, actually, Michael Flores.
I didn't know that.
So who is the beatdown and who is the control here, would you say? What are the roles here?
Yep. So both of these are mid-range decks. Okay, to some extent. I would say if he's going to win, Inquisitor is the control. Though the Inquisitor, by his nature, can be very sneaky damage, right? It's a deck if you haven't played against, it's hard to sometimes get. Both players have gone to 4 damage on their bases, so we'll see how it goes. I thought that the Vader ping on the Inferno 4 was a wise play. It goes, and the Inquisitor player is not using the Inquisitor ability and then letting Vader kill his units.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I love Zach's play in general with this deck. He doesn't like when you see Inquisitor, you expect it to be like, okay, somebody's gonna take this card and just jam their guys in as many times as they can, keep just readying their guys and swing in. But he definitely didn't play it like that.
Yep, and Inquisitor Blue is a very control-centric deck. Villain Blue has some great tools. Power of the Dark Side is a 3-cost that defeats a unit. It can hit leaders. So you can't deploy a bear leader against a Villain Blue deck. It also has Takedown. It also has Vanquish available to it. It also has Open Fire available to it. It also has Force Stroke available to it. So it's there.
So he's going the route of just consistently removing all of Jared's units that he plays. Just keeping the board clear.
Now, I will say that I think that the Vader player has missed a couple of damage. There should have been... Oh, there he caught it.
Oh, yeah, he didn't hit with the Raider.
So Ruthless Raider was actually spoiled on Late Night Gaming, so we're attached to that ship. It's a great ship. It's a red 6-cost. That
card is just nasty.
Yep. Now it's gonna do 2 more damage. Helps you when it dies, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is a key little shift for Zach potentially, I think, because he gets to spend 3 to remove that Raider, and now he gets to be the first to 2 actions in one turn, which I think is really good in this matchup, right?
Yep. So we're gonna get to kind of the key turn coming up here when Inquisitor passes, because we're gonna see, I think, Vader and Inquisitor in the same round, because Vader has ramped once with a super laser tech. I do think that the Vader player didn't do 1 damage to the other base when he killed his own super laser tech. He could have.
I thought he did.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
It was a while ago.
Looks like we're gonna see 2 Darth Vaders this turn potentially.
That's the thing that happens. Both the unit and the leader, are 7. All right, so Vader unit kills the Stormtrooper, and we'll see what he pulls out with the Vader on play ability, which allows you to search the top 10 and look for a unit to play.
Did he not put anything out?
He had to have. I think, yeah, there he goes. He just spread the resources a little bit so that it was 7. Because Vader.
No. I meant, did he not put a? It looks like he didn't get anything off his Darth Vader.
You're exactly right. So, if that's the case, that's horrible luck.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
There's. That's something that would happen almost never with the deck list there and pulling 10 cards and not finding anything that costs less than 3 villainy. So I presume that's exactly what occurred, is he just struck out from bad draws. So the Inquisitor was able to get a lightsaber down, and it saved his butt, right? And then the Inquisitor's deployed side allows him to ready a unit by doing 1 damage as opposed to 2, like the other one, and he's going to hit the base for quite a bit. And then the Fallen Lightsaber has an on attack which splashes damage.
And then it looks like he's probably gonna be able to finish at Vader leader is 5'9". Is that right? Or
He's
5'8"?
a 5'8", yep.
5'8".
So
Okay.
yep. So
He's the 5th brother that away.
Yep, and he uses the 5th brother into the base, uses the on-attack ability of the 5th brother to kill and finish off the Vader. So he's able to get damage and also take care of a threat. He is tapped out. He can't deal with Vader unit.
Do you think he should have attacked Vader unit and traded the 5th brother for it? Because that's a 5'7", right? Or is Vader 5'8" as well? Are they both 5'8"?
The
terrible commentator.
Yeah, Vader unit is 5'7". Okay.
Okay.
In retrospect, clearly, because he had Palpatine. Without the value of retrospect, it really depends what's in the Inquisitor player's hand.
Yeah.
Right.
So
because
Palpatine's gonna wipe the board here.
Yep. Okay, so he takes down the Vader before an attack. So that's a strong reason why I wouldn't have made that trade, is because he had a way to deal with it after.
Yeah.
The probe trade. Vader has an interceptor, which isn't great right now. A ruthless raider, which is an open fire.
Which is.
Which is. Which is. So, the Vader player has 9 health left on his base. He does bring Capital City with Inquisitor and send a security complex, which would be your other choice as a rare base. So he has all kinds of health remaining at 30.
Yeah, so I don't know. Do you think this Inquisitor deck can steal this game from this position, or is that where he's at now? Because he looks like super behind at this point.
Well, can Inquisitor steal? Yes. Okay, so Inquisitor's game plan, if he's going to win, is to try to get Vader to overcommit right now, and then punish him with a slow ambush, is what we call it. A slambush by the Inquisitor. It's got to be a 5th brother or like a Scout Bike Pursuer. It's an excellent card. Vader's perilously close to death. He's at 19 damage on a 25 health base.
Yeah. So we could see a little steal. Zach still hasn't played anything. Which is gotta be scary for the Vader deck. He does have an open fire up.
This is probably a 7th Sister. Yep. And presents a problem. So he had seen the open fire. 7th Sister has 6 health.
Yeah.
He might open fire her immediately to avoid.
Yeah, that seems correct.
To avoid the ping. But then it's going to attack on the gun on the play next time. No, he plays a 5th brother instead of open firing the 7th Sister. That I don't think is the right move. I mean, it should have been it should have been either pass or open fire the 7th Sister to prevent her readying. And this is why. I'm sure we'll see.
It's a gutsy move. I think now Zach has to decide, does he untap the Sister and swing in for 3, dropping him to 22, or does he just snap the initiative off and
do it on the gun?
Potentially.
Yeah, he takes the initiative, and
I think I like that.
Yeah, I think I do too, particularly if he has a Snow Trooper Lieutenant or anything else to make the Inquisitor, the 7th Sister, attack harder.
Yeah. Let's see what he pulls out. It looks like nothing.
Yeah, so it was a bear attack with the 7th, which isn't what he was hoping for.
He does put the Vader player has to remove the sister though too, which is,
and he can. I mean, we know he has open fire.
yeah.
So how the Inquisitor ability works is that it does 2 damage to your unit that has 3 or less power, and it readies it. But doing that to the 7th sister puts her in range of open fire.
Oh wow, he just attacked with Emperor, so that's just game over, right?
Well,
or wait, no, because he has to untap. He doesn't get to attack right away. He just gets to untap it, right?
probe droid again. Well, I think you might rethink better of that one.
Yeah, it doesn't help much.
There you go.
Oh.
And a card, Resilient. All right.
This card is great in this deck. I saw this deck, this card just do some gross stuff in here.
Aspiring Grand Inquisitor players, Resilient on a 7th Sister, 5th Brother, or Scout Bike Pursuer is a threat that absolutely does need to be answered. Now that 7th Sister is out of open fire range.
Yeah. The really amazing interaction of this card that I saw is like, I would constantly see Zach just like tap down to only 1 resource left.
Yep.
And then just the threat of that.
Resilient.
Crazy, yeah.
Yep. And then, I mean, you win games with just that. I mean, if you have a 5th Brother out, say on turn 3, the 4 resource turn, you have a 5th Brother out, they've taken initiative, so they can no longer act. Mm-hmm. I mean, and it has 3 damage on it already, which means it was already readied once and attacked. You have
you use your Inquisitor yet, you just put it on there.
You Resilient, and you actually end up pushing 7.
Yeah.
Okay, and then if they can't answer the 5th Brother on the gun, on the play, you're really in a world of hurt, right? Because 14 damage early in the game is the end of the game, for all intents and purposes. He needs to run the 5th Brother into the 7th Sister right now and then open fire. That's what he needs to do. He can do 4 damage with the 5th. I think that your line of Palpatine should have attacked and killed the 7th Sister and wouldn't have done overwhelm damage, but he would have survived or not. I think that actually would have been a better play first round for Vader rather than trying to finish.
Yeah.
So what's he going to do? So he can do 4 by using the ability of it. Okay, and he does. So the 7th Sister she's a 3/9, so she has 5 remaining health. Open fire doesn't kill her. Force choke would, but I don't think he has it. Here's the probe droid.
Yeah, so he's going to see that. Oh, he's got another Palp.
He's drawn Palp, which is relevant.
If I have another Palp, I definitely attack with the Palp.
Right.
Alright. 5, and leave the... Oh, it's an 8, right? It's a 3/5. Okay.
Yep, so it should be 1 damage on the probe droid. That's not a problem for Vader. Kills his own probe droid to not have to damage his Death Trooper. That's a heads-up play right there.
Well, yeah, because that's lethal.
Right.
Although, yeah, that's... If he can't kill this Death Trooper, he's just dead, right? That was a great sequence by Zach.
It absolutely is. And avoidable, too. I mean, I know I said the Inquisitor, needs to be the control generally in the game. I mean, at that point, when Vader has 19 damage on his base going to 22, I mean, certainly the Vader has to control everything because you don't have the ability to take any hits.
Absolutely. This is where you're just looking at your board and how did we get here?
Yep.
I wasn't expecting Death Trooper.
Yep. Death Trooper is a great card in Inquisitor Blue deck because it can ramp up your Scoutbike Pursuer.
I was more talking about just how kind of innocuous it is, and now it's.
Is anything more innocuous than Resilient, though? I mean, I think that Resilient was hugely relevant because he was planning to just.
Oh, he gets to shoot the Death Trooper so he doesn't die.
Yep. Well, he shoots the Death Trooper, but the Death Trooper attacks up with the initiative, right? So the Death Trooper shooting the probe droid.
Oh yeah, he took the initiative. Yeah.
Right. So. Right. And the Inquisitor player, was heads up, knew he was playing a Vader, and didn't ready the 3 health Death Trooper, because a ready would have put it in a Vader ping range. So I think that was a very well played match. We didn't see Barrage from the Vader, which is the bane of the Inquisitor's existence in my testing. I doubt it was resourced.
Dodge that one.
Sometimes you draw it, sometimes you don't.
Yeah. The boogeyman of the format. One of them.
Sure is. Yeah, Villain Green's pretty good. It has one reason to think about, why people like Boba Green so much is that it plays the best common, I think. Super Laser Tech, it plays the best uncommon Barrage, plays the best rare Fire Spray, because Fire Spray is oppressive and how it works in a Boba deck. And then it plays the best legendary, which is Darth Vader unit.
And it plays the best leader.
You could say we've determined that the way that they design a Boba Fett card is to anything Boba Fett related is to make a fair balanced card, then subtract 1 cost and add a health, and then that's your end product. But we'll see. We have Shadows of the Galaxy coming soon, so pre-order that from your friendly local game store. But it's bounty hunter themed. It's like the era of Mandalorian and Bad Batch, and we'll see if there's any bounty hunter hate. That wouldn't surprise me.
There's bounties, which is really cool.
Yeah. And a capture mechanic, which is neat.
Yeah, it's gonna add some wild stuff. Hopefully shake up the meta a good amount. Bring even more new decks.
Alright, so the Inquisitor player won round 1. Vader will start with initiative.
Yeah, it looked like he was out too. I really thought, 2/3 of the way through that game, I think, I don't think most people would pick that Inquisitor deck to win, but he carved out a victory there. It was pretty great. I do agree. I think Jared just needed to, just respect every card that gets played against him from that Inquisitor deck. He's so far ahead, he just has to find out how he's going to lose the game. And
he's a great player. I think he's probably kicking himself right now because he knows, and he's realized, once he sees it. But Inquisitor's a very tricky deck to play against, and you gotta respect it, right? If the Inquisitor has untapped resources, I mean, you gotta always be thinking about what happens if he starts doing Inquisitor things, writing units, and he has cards that look innocuous like Resilient that can cause all kinds of damage, right, on something with crit. Or the Fifth Brother, who has an ability that's like crit. Well, we see the Vader player definitely has Barrage, which should never be resourced. Please don't do that. Oh my gosh.
Calm down, Luke. Calm down.
I mean, it doesn't come out till 5, so it doesn't help you right away. And he kept a ramp card, he kept a Fifth Brother, he kept a Traitorous. Traitorous is an interesting answer to Inquisitors. I mean, if you get you might have sideboarded that in, which I think was main.
Yeah, Traitorous seems pretty great here.
Yep. So Traitorous allows you to steal basically a unit that costs 3 or less. So, say he gives a sword to a Fifth Brother. I mean, he can take it back.
Wait, if he gives us...
So a fallen lightsaber on a fifth brother can still be taken with traitorous.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were, I thought you might have been saying that, like, the lightsaber would make it so the traders were, like, I don't know what I was thinking. It's like, it's late night gaming right here. Like,
That's right.
late night commentary on late night gaming.
Yep, well, and, shout out to all of the commentators. I mean, I think we have a team of 5 at this point, but for doing this with us and, making these high-quality videos, I hope people out there enjoy seeing some top-tier play. I was extremely impressed with the quality of play at this event. I mean, there weren't...
Got a lot of good local players in Madison. I'm really impressed with the quality of players just in our weekly events. Like, we had guys like Zach there.
Yeah, and I think the reason is you can play Star Wars Unlimited somewhere around southeast Wisconsin any day of the week, judging on the calendar. I mean, you can pick your events. People love it. I think I know that Madison is a hot spot for the game generally, and there's many stores, yours included, that are supporting well.
There's like 5 or 6 stores that are all doing events, I think.
All right, let's track this damage on the scoreboards. Vader at 3, Inquisitor at 1.
Yep. And we got a probe droid, a devoted probe droid.
Yep. And he comes in with an Inquisitor action to bring Vader to 6 health.
Yeah, laying the early clock here is.
Yep. Two very
Cool.
Yeah. I think he runs the Resilient in the Grand Inquisitor deck, which is the deck that card is made for. Other things that are innocuous, like Moment of Peace, which just gives a shield for 1. I mean, that's oftentimes 1 cost removal in an Inquisitor deck, just because of how it functions and your ability to hit with units with grit. And
I don't think he has that one though, right?
Not sure about that one. Yeah, let's.
I got his. He has 3 Resilient. He does not have the shield card at all. Resilient's the best one, maybe. I think it's super good.
All right, so
He ECL'd it, yeah.
Yep, he ECL'd it to take care of the monster probe droid, monster health probe droid anyway. Correctly doesn't use the ability. That's a big problem for Vader right there. A Scout Pike Pursuer played into the ground arena. He does 1 damage to that and a base. It has grit, so it gets stronger for every damage on it.
You think he shouldn't have shot it then? Or oh, he's got the Force choke.
Yeah. I mean, that would have killed it in the first place.
Yeah, why don't you just do that?
I don't think he was thinking about the Inquisitor ability.
Love Force choke.
Great card. But it's giving a villain blue deck more cards, which is a very dangerous thing to do too. So Inquisitor has the initiative. He has a 5th brother with 1 health remaining, but that would swing in for 5. We'll see what he does. That's a pretty important thing to kill quickly. Power of the Dark Side. Forces the Vader unit to kill a unit, so it drops the 5th brother.
I think you might be raiding here.
Ruthlessly
raiding. I love this card too.
Yeah.
That's my almost the entirety of my top end in my IGD deck.
Ruthless Raider?
Yeah, just toss 3 in. It's just that good.
Yeah, I think you're right. takes initiative.
TIE fighter versus a capital ship.
All right, so we're to the Vader turn. And we're to the Inquisitor turn.
Yep, all the leaders coming out. This is like one of the best parts about this game is how it just gets to this pivotal turn a lot of the time where both leaders are going to be potentially coming out. And just really amps the drama up.
And Inquisitor really benefits from having units out when he's there. Oh. And to show sportsmanship, it looks like actually Vader might have reminded the Inquisitor player about the Inferno 4 on death ability. Classy move.
Seventh Sister. This game unlearned me on the lore of Star Wars. The Fifth Brother's actually ranked above the Seventh Sister, but it's a cheaper card. This like makes you feel like
Right.
the Seventh Sister.
I think we were talking about that in the Wisconsin Discord today.
Yeah, I
It's
learned
like
today. I remembered, I guess.
All right. It's like that's
choking the sister.
That's a nice play by Vader, I think. We'll see if he has resilient or something.
Is he have a resilient?
He does.
Oh,
he does. He does.
Oh my god.
So he's still going to use the Vader ping, which makes sense, or maybe not. Let's see.
Is it Vader's if you played a villainous card or a villainy unit?
Villainy card. Villainy card. So the Vader ping is active right now, which would have killed the Seventh Sister. He resilient. And not only that, I mean, he can ready her. He decides to deploy Vader.
Mm-hmm. Pretty rough.
Yeah, this is a tough spot for Inquisitor. I mean, because he chooses to take the initiative without deploying, is what he decides to do.
Yeah, well, I don't think there's much else he could do there.
Well, I mean, he doesn't even get his leader out. Probably would have gotten
but if he
one
puts
shot.
the leader out, it's probably just getting wrecked.
In probably a response to the last game, he attacks into Seventh Sister instead of attacking into base. Having learned how dangerous it is to have units out.
Learned respect.
Right. Get me once, shame on me. Get me twice. Get me once, shame on you. Get me twice, shame on me.
Yeah.
All right, power of the dark side. Oh, it was that takedown.
It's a takedown, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Power would have just made him sack his
Ruthless Raider and do 2 damage.
Right, he's gonna get him up to 8. Zach is passing. I think he passed. And he just took the initiative on him. Knock him up to 12. And
I think I see a Seventh Sister, probably a power of the dark side, a takedown. It's gonna be 2 more damage to Inquisitor base, but doesn't hit any.
14.
Doesn't hit any units because there's no units to hit. Cell block card comes out.
He prevented 2 damage. That is why the Raider is so strong, though. It's always just putting so much. It just puts so much damage into play.
Right. It's gonna Vader ping the Inquisitor. No.
Resilient, the Inquisitor.
You know, the other thing that strikes me is the Inquisitor player, I think, has been playing around Traitorous the whole game. Which he saw on an early probe droid, if my memory serves.
I think it had to have gotten resourced, though, right? Maybe not. Maybe he's just playing around it forever.
I think I still see it.
Resourcing all the small guys.
I think I still see it in the Vader hand. Alright, so Vader's going to go in with initiative. The Inquisitor has 5 health remaining. Ideal play is a Darth Vader. Hopefully finding a unit. That was horrible luck in game 1.
Yeah, that's pretty critical.
Knowing the list. And he does find Darth Vader commanding the First Legion. Well, he's definitely got a Stormtrooper. That's what he's got.
Did he not play General Veers? He could have got expert. Oh, he backed up.
Yeah.
Oh, he has enough to kill it anyway.
Yeah, Veers is a legal play. I think he does have some cell block guards in there. I mean, he does have Snowtrooper lieutenants. I mean, he's had bad luck with his Darth Vader's units. I mean, because the cards are in the deck.
Yeah.
But 10's a lot, but it's not all of them.
How much in your build of Vader did you build into trying to get a little swarm of characters off the Vader as opposed to just getting a quality 3 drop? Or was it just more just trying to get most efficient at all costs?
Yeah, no, the Force Vader is very much a small unit deck. There's all kinds of Imperials that cost less than 3 because you need them for Vader.
Do you play like Veers or Tag?
I do not play Veers or Tag. It has the Snowtroopers and the Short Troopers. There's probe droids. There's the Death Star Snowtrooper. A lot of times you're really looking for a Snowtrooper Lieutenant, which gives you some action economy because it can attack within the nested Vader action. Vader gets force choked in a bout of irony. The Stormtrooper comes in for 3 more.
And another game where this Inquisitor deck looks like it's way behind.
Yep.
Let's see if he can pull out this one.
Well, he gets to fix his draws here.
Yeah. Last time Zach had a pretty good life advantage, like had a lot of damage on him, I think, before the momentum shifted.
Yep. And he's really done a good job of we're just talking about Snowtrooper Lieutenants. He's really done a good job of controlling the Inquisitor board this game.
Yeah. I pretty much can't resist controlling the board when I play this game. Right. Even if I'm playing girl, I'm like, trade. All the time. Almost definitely wrong.
Alright. So Vader claimed.
That's my week.
Inferno 4 went in. Well, I mean, it's important knowing your own preferences, too. I mean, if you're naturally a control player, play control. I tend to gravitate towards mid-range decks.
Yeah, I'm a habitual mid-ranger, too, in almost every format.
Alright, that is a blowout. Taking the Traitorous that he's been holding the whole match.
Should have played around it.
I think he did. I think that he would have thought by now that it's been resourced, but he was.
Zach!
He was wrong. All right, this is going to take out the Stormtrooper, not the probe droid.
It can't take out the probe droid
because of Veers. You're right.
Veers has pumped it out of range.
All right. So, an attack there with Pelp over the Death Trooper would have killed it and still done 1 less damage. they have to move to a D10 at this point because it's there. Yeah. I'm actually picking up some nice big drum markers that a nice lady in Milwaukee made for late night gaming this weekend, but we were using my giant dice. at the time.
I'm taught. I had a guy from Michigan at my draft last week who 3D printed some really nice damage tokens that I think will show up really well on coverage.
Yeah.
I want you to check those out. They look pretty good. And there might be a Misty Mountain Games initiative token coming in our future too. Which would be really exciting.
Which would be the second best initiative token in Star Wars Unlimited. Things that make you go.
Yeah, the garbage rollers one is pretty good.
Oh. Actually, the last finals or galactics of Destiny Worlds, as they called it, Destiny Worlds, both players were using a late night gaming initiative token, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Proven to improve your gameplay 32.3%. All right. Inquisitor sideboards. So he saw something there that made him sideboard, and I bet what it was traitorous.
Yeah.
So
probably bringing in the
Fang Fighters.
Fang Fighters, maybe.
Yep. Fang Fighter is a 3-cost, 3/2 space unit that defeats an upgrade when played, and is one of the best things against decks with lightsabers and traitorous upgrade. I mean, if you can Fang Fighter back a traitorous right after it's played, that is a real strong play.
The Vader deck should have Fang Fighters, right? Or doesn't it?
It does. It does. In fact, I mean, if I after that match, given how it went and how big of a blowout Traitorous was, you know, if I then saw the sideboard, I probably would have pulled my Traitoruses out.
Yeah. But I'm saying the Vader deck should probably be Fang fighting.
And it is.
One in his hand, actually,
Yep.
yeah.
I see it there.
Because those...
Yep, because of the Inquisitor deck runs lightsabers too.
And Resilient. Fang your Resilient.
Yep.
That seems sweet.
You can also Fang a shield. You can also Fang an experience. Those are upgrades.
Mm-hmm. So many targets.
That was a commanding win by the Vader deck.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.
The Inquisitor player had very few units on the board throughout the match. He was never able to stabilize.
The deck was masterfully built, you know. I'm trying to pump you up.
Thank you. Just draw good against aggro, folks. There were surprisingly few players.
It was almost none.
Way less than expected on hero aggro decks.
Yeah, I was surprised by that too. Based on my deck choice.
Mm-hmm. All right. The Skullpike Pursuer goes in for 3 on an Inquisitor action. An immediate claim from Vader. Yeah.
He's just...
He pulled a mulligan and he really has a poor hand.
The Vader player?
Yeah, I mean, he's got he has the ability to ECL in that Super Laser Technician here, which isn't bad.
Yeah, I mean, that's
what's going to happen right now. And it's good, too. I mean, you got to watch out for Force Lightning against a villain red deck, you know, too, because that can stop a non-ECL'd Super Laser Tech in its tracks. We saw that in an earlier match I was on Vader. Another Scoutbike Pursuer is bad news for Vader. Particularly, he doesn't have a Resilient in his hand that I see right now. Both of these players are doing a great job of tilting their cards from time to time so we can kind of keep a hand count.
Yeah. He's you can pretty much always see the Vader hand.
Mm-hmm. Makes it nice for commentary. Sure does.
Is he thinking about whether to ping this spike?
Yep. Because it ends up doing an extra damage to each of the players.
Initiative, and then he'll take 4. Go up to 7. So I guess this is probably. I'm trying to figure out what the script is like for the Inquisitor deck in this matchup. I think Zach thinks he should be chipping in for a bunch of damage early, and then he's gonna lose control of the game, and then he's gonna try to like sneak it out with some late game damage plays. I don't know.
Yep. So the fifth brother goes on, which turns on the ping. He should play Fallen Lightsaber on the Scout Pike Pursuer right now. I suppose attacking with it is not terrible either.
Yeah, just take your 4 damage.
Yeah. Like, he decides to trade into the fifth brother. So that's actually a good play, too. I mean,
I like that.
I do think Inquisitor needs to control Vader. Now
the Force using, like, Force cards in the Vader deck are super critical to keep on the table, though, right?
Right, yeah. If you can, I mean, half of it is about sticking your Force unit so you can Force throw.
Mm-hmm.
One of the absolute best cards in the game if it's on, but it's easy to say stick a Force unit. Anybody who plays this game enough. Oh boy, I have the damage on the wrong side here. Vader has 7.
Inquisitor can kind of. I wonder if they can just like shift into a mode late game where the Vader deck, the other deck can never really take the initiative, because if it does, like the Inquisitor deck could just pass, and then you took an initiative. Okay, well now we're gonna play this guy, untap him, jam me for a bunch of damage. You know.
Yep, and that the lack of initiative there really hurts Vader.
Yep.
He's to 12, right? And you only have 25. It's correct to play ECL. You only have 25. We're going to go into the next turns. I think every game we've had the Inquisitor and Vader come out on the turn because Vader is green and has access to ramp. Inquisitor does not.
Seems like very normal things to happen.
Yep.
All right, 14. Just 11 more. Raider's going to come back. Do its own 4. I think the Vader deck wants to react to the Inquisitor deck.
Mm-hmm. It does. Because of the blue. I mean, blue kind of naturally is that he deploys the Inquisitor. He can use that to ready the things. He plays the unit Vader, which is going to bring the Inquisitor to 1 health. Or kill the Snowtrooper Lieutenant.
I wonder if it's correct for Zach to just pass there rather than flip his Inquisitor. Because the Vader deck has to just be like if the Vader deck passes too, like, doesn't seem so bad, right?
Yeah. Well, that ship has sailed. I mean, at this point, he needs to do something to develop. The Vader marks the damage on his unit. So I think
the Vader.
He has a Fallen Saber on Inquisitor, which would give him enough health to survive the cell block guard. He decides just to run it into the other one. Come out and ready.
He's gonna shoot his own trooper.
Probably take the damage to base and then play his Ruthless Raider, because I imagine the line of play he's selected.
Alright. Up to 16. He's got to do 9 more. Vader's going to kill that Stormtrooper. Hit him for 5, so 13.
Plays a Ruthless Raider of his own, which is smart. It's guaranteed 4 damage. Guaranteed damage in this game is very difficult. He puts the damage on Vader Leader.
Yep. I meant that Vader. And
oh, yep. Vader
unfortunately, cannot untap the Raider with Inquisitor, right? Because it has to be 3 or less power.
Until we find a way to reduce its power 1. All right, we go here. It looks like Inquisitor resource to 7.
You might not be able to kill this Star Destroyer either. All right, he's going to attack and shoot the Raider. The Raider will swing back for 4. And now if he can't kill the Raider, right? But he's just gonna take 2 more damage.
Yeah, no, he's in a pickle. The 30-point base right now is extremely relevant. So Vader needs to either kill Inquisitor this turn or control the Raider. He's very sadly, you know,
there's a 5th brother.
The port which represents lethal,
yes.
If uncontrolled.
He's a probe droid.
Let's see what he's got.
You can saber it up.
Yeah, so he has the ability. He doesn't actually need to do that.
He has to be so scared of traitorous here, though, right?
Yep, I imagine so. Because if he readies the 5th brother, he's giving. Yeah, if he readies the 5th brother, he's giving Vader lethal. Right? Because it can be traitorous. Vader can't ready the 5th brother like the Inquisitor can. Vader can't steal it if it readies.
It's got to be. Why doesn't he just take initiative? Doesn't he just win?
Well, he's worried about dying, right? Because he's a 23.
Yeah. The Raider is going to do 4, and it's a question of where the last 3 is coming from. Like, Vader doesn't really have a way to direct damage 3, right?
Yeah, I think that Vader's holding. If he has a snowtrooper lieutenant, he doesn't, because an attack with either Vader plus 2 would finish the job for him. The red Ruthless Raider is not enough by itself, so
yeah, traitors to Veers and swinging for 5.
But he's in a pick. I'll tell you what I would do right now. Well, it's not really an option because the Vader player can't claim initiative because Inquisitor can kill him with the 5th brother.
Yes. Yeah, he's in a real spot.
And he doesn't have any removal either.
Yeah, I just think there's nothing Vader can do here. He just has. This is a spot that a lot of SW games get into, where like you can just drop enough threats that are all lethal and they can't.
Yep. So I think the Vader player knows that he's lost. Doesn't have a cell block guard for the ground arena. Doesn't have the ability to do it. It was a very close match because Vader was 1 action from lethal too. But the threat of the 5th brother ready, which I think the Vader player recognized, otherwise he would have claimed initiative. So how that would have worked is the claiming initiative by Vader would have given the Inquisitor freedom to then ready his 5th brother and do the last 3 damage as well that round. So great matches. Any final comments on this round, BK?
Just some super cool games. I thought Zach made some really awesome sequences there to pull out some games that I thought it even looked almost out of.
And Jared did too. I mean, I think that the Vader player had some very, very heads-up plays with his pings to prevent readies. And
yeah, I didn't want to take anything away from Jared. I thought he did great too. The second game he played super well. Yep. Just never let the door open for Zach ever.
So, all right. Well, check us out with the next round of tournament coverage tomorrow. Later.